Hi, my name is John Maxwell, and this is a Bible. Not just any Bible, though. It's not the kind of Bible you can buy in a store or find in church. This Bible, which was recently featured on the History Channel, is one of the rarest and most expensive original Hebrew Bibles on Earth, selling for $38.1 million just 6 years ago. And in just a few short moments, I'm going to show you how just one page stolen from this Bible centuries ago contains a hidden manifestation secret for ditching your money worries and attracting the life you crave, for taking control of your destiny at last. I know it sounds crazy, but I'll prove every word I say. This missing page, which is not in any regular Bible, and up to now has only been seen by a handful of billionaires, some elite-level Hebrew scholars, and some Stanford research scientists, holds a lost secret that can make you rich without you having to work for it or wait for it to happen, without having to do what any so-called manifestation guru has told you up to this point. In fact, it flies in the face of what most of these gurus say, and it goes against other ideas about what people think you need to do to get rich, like knowing the right people, having a college degree, starting a business, or using the law of attraction. Some say this mysterious Bible page is the reason why certain Jewish people have become the richest group in the USA in the last 100 years. According to research by Tani Goldstein, an Israeli journalist, American Jewish people comprise only 2% of the USA population, but 25% of the 400 wealthiest Americans. You don't need to be religious in any way, or even believe in God for this to work. You don't even have to be spiritual. I was none of these things, and was at my lowest point when I discovered this secret Bible page. And you don't have to listen to recordings, special sounds, or do some horoscope or numerology reading. But first, a quick word of warning. So far, the secret on this ancient page has transformed the lives of 11,234 people who have gone from cash-strapped chronic money worries to living incredibly abundant lives. This video is making waves. It's changing lives and getting the attention of some of the wrong kinds of people too. The kind of people that could silence Jeffrey Epstein before he had a chance to spill the beans on the sordid lives of some of the most powerful people in the world today. The secret you're about to discover has been used by certain members of the Illuminati and Freemasons for centuries to manifest wealth at will. And they don't want this ancient secret getting out there, so this video will probably be gone soon. I've already got some spine-chilling private messages telling me to take this video down, or else. So this could literally be the only chance you have to see this short life-changing short presentation. And if you think you have something better to do than watch this short video, you are either super wealthy already, which is great, or you have no interest in an ancient secret proven by Stanford scientists to have powerful manifesting energy. A manifesting energy that forces your dreams to chase you for a change, instead of you chasing them. Whatever those dreams might be they an endless stream of cash, a palatial home, or more free time to enjoy life and to give your family the life they deserve. If you watch till the end of this short presentation, I'll give you instant access to secrets in this forbidden Bible verse that can rapidly transform your financial destiny, make you sharper by creating new cerebral connections, even tap into hidden forces in the universe to invite hidden incredible blessings into your life that were blocked from you before. People have used this to connect with their soulmate within days, have unexpected promotions land in their lap along with fat pay rises. They also find their stress levels evaporating like spit on a hot skillet by using this manifestation secret. Look, it's no accident you're here right now. No matter what trauma, pain, or hardship you've been through, you find yourself right here, at a massive turning point in your life. You clicked on this video for a reason. You will feel this working as soon as today. That's how quickly you will alter your frequency so you can, at last, become a vibrational match to your deepest desires. The difference between what you're about to discover in the next few minutes and anything you've tried before is literally night and day. It can make you as wealthy as you want and help you attract money effortlessly.
Yes, finally! Something that works. You've changed my life, John. The extra cash is amazing!
I'm saying my 7-second wealth prayer every day, and my luck has started to turn. I recently got a promotion and pay raise. I can't believe this is happening for real.
Oh my God, John, I manifested a pay raise just last week. Money is coming and I can't believe this. Thank you so much.
I am feeling limitless. A long-standing back problem has cleared up after saying my 7-second wealth prayer every day. They say back problems relate to the fear of being unable to support oneself. After manifesting a second income out of the blue, I think they're right. My money worries are gone, along with my back pain. I feel great now.
Just want to say, John, you're the man. You are the man. Thank you so much for this.
I get flooded with messages like this each and every day. It makes this message I'm spreading and the risks I take to get this out there completely worthwhile. Before we go any further though, you might be wondering, who am I to promise you all this? Who am I to reveal this manifestation secret to you? Well, let me tell you first off, I'm nothing special. In fact, I'm the last person you would ever expect to be changing the course of your life. Today, I live here, a 12-bedroom sprawling white mansion in one of the best areas in Houston, Texas, with incredible views of the nearby crystal blue lake and green trees. But I used to live here, one of the roughest areas in the same state. The sounds of fighting and gunshots would echo through the night and scare the hell out of my wife and little girl. Today, my little girl goes to private school, and we can barely hear a thing outside apart from the birds singing, as we are in an exclusive gated community, surrounded by millionaires. What helped me transform my life like this? I'll explain everything in just a minute. This ancient biblical manifestation secret came into my life just when I needed it most. When I felt trapped and hopeless, when I felt I was utterly failing as a father, when I tried the law of attraction and reading, thinking, and growing rich, and countless manifestation courses, I kept coming up short. Maybe you've done the same. I spent 10 years working for a freight company in Houston, Texas. In 10 years, I managed to work myself up to the office manager, but the money was nowhere near enough to live on. If you've ever been caught on the endless hamster wheel of never having enough money, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. No matter how much you save, there is always a car to repair, or electricity bill to drain away any savings you have. Maybe you can relate. When you're afraid to look at your bills and demands for money like a mole you're afraid to get checked. I always thought I'd be a great provider as a father, but we were barely scraping by every month. And that's before things went from bad to worse. When COVID hit, my firm lost over 70% of their clients overnight. There was a big round of layoffs, and just a few of us remained. Our jobs and incomes are hanging by a thread. After a few of us expressed some reservations about getting the COVID-19 vaccine at the time, that was it. My boss called me into his office on a cold Monday morning, which made my heart thump with fear. "We need to let you go, John. Your time here is up." My stomach clenched tight as my future seemed to get swallowed up in one quick gulp. The fear in my mind spun out of control, and I wonder how I would cover my bills. My wife, Jean, was no support to me at this time. Quite the opposite, in fact. I always thought I'd be with a real man who could support me and our daughter financially. "This is not what I signed up for," she bellowed across the kitchen at me. I had never felt so small than at that moment. I never felt like such a failure. Until later on that week, that is, when my daughter Colleen padded into the kitchen, looked up at me with her big brown eyes and said, "Daddy, I need money for a school trip on Friday." I knew I only had about $67 to my name though. My heart sank. This emptiness, this shame, this deep pain. But despite all of that, I told Colleen I would get the money for her. Even though I had no idea where it was going to come from, all I could think of at that moment was to go for a drive. I don't know why, but I needed to take refuge in the only place I knew where no one would find me at that time of night, the local coffee shop. I just needed some time to myself, to desperately come up with some kind of solution. I was never much for praying, but I said a prayer to myself as I sipped my $2 coffee. A silent prayer to God, the universe, Buddha, Allah, anyone who could help me get enough money not to disappoint Colleen. I felt frozen in my shame. How did my life come to this, I thought to myself. Now, call it fate or just dumb luck, but I believe when we reach out to the universe like this with prayer or affirmations or by whatever means, it reaches back to us in its own way. At that moment, I heard a voice from behind. "Is that you, John?" I instantly recognized that voice as that of one of my closest friends back in high school, Mike. I span around on my stool and there he was. We had not seen each other in nearly 20 years, but he had barely aged a day. He still had a thick shock of jet black hair, an immaculate trimmed black beard, and a stunning Tom Ford blue suit, a gold Rolex glistening on his wrist. He looked like he just stepped off the cover of GQ magazine. I felt like a bum talking to him in a t-shirt and sweatpants. "It's so great to see you, John," he said as his sparkling blue eyes lit up in excitement. Myself and Mike had been inseparable in high school. We had a ton in common, the same kind of family, similar ability at school, and in sports. We even dated some of the same girls. Yet here was Mike looking like $1 million, bursting with youth, vitality, energy, and abundance. And there I was, a loser who could not even scrape the money together for his daughter's school trip, a man whose own wife saw him as a failure. Mike filled me in on what had been going on for him in the last 20 years. He had created multiple successful businesses in that time. His latest was a successful publishing business that had netted him millions when he sold it. When he asked me how I was doing, I felt something break inside. I ended up blurting out everything to him. The lack of money, the job loss, and yes, even the lack of cash to send Colleen on her school trip. I felt like a drowning man, desperate for a life raft. "I'm in trouble, man," I told Mike. "Would you be able to lend me some money?" Mike barely batted an eyelid and said, "Of course, not a problem. Just let me know how much you need." But before I could answer, he asked me a question right back. "How would you like to be able to just have money?" he said. "Like not have to make it or work for it or borrow it, but just have any amount of money you want, like manifest it anytime you like?" It sounded crazy and unbelievable, but I didn't have to think about that one for very long. "Of course," I said. "That would be amazing if it was possible," but I doubted it was even possible. 2 minutes later, we were having coffee together, and Mike started saying some strange words to me. He told me they were ancient, very special prayer words he had learned, which sounded very odd to me. I mean, Mike was not even religious, and I can't exactly explain, but as he spoke the words, a strange calm confidence descended over me. My thoughts became more positive. It was like the heavy fog of anxiety I had been experiencing for months started to lift. It was so crazy. I thought to myself, is this what real peace and happiness feel like? This feeling was brand new to me. Mike smiled knowingly at me. "It's quite something, right? And that's only a taste of what this prayer can do." I nodded silently in agreement, still trying to take in this strange experience. "These are no ordinary words," Mike said. "These words are sacred and ancient, and only seen or known to a handful of the elites." "I've always had a thirst for success ever since we left high school," Mike said. "And through hard work and hard effort, I did eventually claw my way through the cutthroat world of the businesses to reach some level of success. But Mike told me he always yearned for something more, for something beyond just living a nice, successful life. He craved more, to taste the level of success that big stars like Kanye West experienced before he got canceled." Mike rubbed shoulders with some pretty powerful people from all walks of life in his work, from business areas to politics to religion. But he still felt he was up against a glass ceiling much of the time. One night while Mike was at home, the answer he was searching for came to him, in the form of an anonymous email. The email said they had been watching him and connecting with him through various powerful people he had met, and they wanted to meet him. Mike gulped in surprise, knowing immediately this was the kind of connection he had longed for, a move to the next level. Later that week, in the light of a full moon, he found himself at one of the most lavish mansions in Beverly Hills. There was a cocktail of excitement and fear running through his body. When he arrived, he was greeted by two shadowy figures dressed in black robes. A shiver ran down his spine as he was overwhelmed by the sense of power and control in the air, like it was something tangible he could feel and taste. He instantly recognized two of the voices of these shadowy figures as belonging to some of the most powerful people he had dealings with in the last year. It was spooky and wild, Mike said. I can't name names exactly, but there were at least 4 top well-known Hollywood celebrities and 4 well-known politicians there. They were into some dark stuff. At one point, one very well-known politician got out his you-know-what and started to urinate on a well-known African-American female TV superstar. She was loving it. There was talk about some sinister New World Order stuff and underground hypnosis tactics, mind control techniques. Meanwhile, after a while, everyone chanted a verse from a large dusty book they had on a white marble altar. People were having strange reactions to a particular verse in the book being chanted. Some were sobbing, some were crying out in ecstasy. It was definitely having a visceral emotional impact on the people there. Later that evening, as Mike moved towards the altar, he managed to take a quick picture of the page they were chanting from with his phone. "It's a good job they didn't catch me," he said. "Otherwise, I probably would not be here talking with you today. They would have sacrificed me right there on the altar most likely. I'm sure of that." Mike continued with his mind-blowing story. The elder assigned to mind him at the ceremony explained how the words in the old book on the altar were ancient Hebrew and enhanced the frequency of your vibration to match any desire you want to come true. Like a kind of cheat code in the Matrix. Some say Andrew Tate wanted to reveal this cheat code right before he got canceled. What disturbed Mike most, though, was that these Illuminati members were using the power of this book to manifest selfish, greedy, vain, even downright evil desires. He decided to make a hasty retreat while he still could. Later that month, he connected with an old Jewish friend from his college days called Avi, an academic scholar of ancient Hebrew studies who was the ideal person to explain what was on the page he had snapped with his phone when no one was looking. It turned out this page was from a part of the Bible, but this was no ordinary Bible. This was a missing page from a famous ancient Hebrew Bible called the Kodak Sasson, a Bible that sold in Sotheby's auction house in the UK in 2017 for $38.1 million. You can look that up. The Bible is rumored to be unlike anything else of its kind, containing passages and pages that the Pope and the Church have tried to ban for centuries. After all, they like to keep wealth for themselves. It's no secret the Vatican Bank is one of the richest banks in the world. At that $38.1 million price tag, the only people who can get access to this ancient Bible are certain billionaires. Only a tiny elite fraction of them get access to this missing page that was rumored to have been stolen from this Bible centuries ago, by whom experts believe were the original Freemasons or Illuminati. This page from the ancient Bible has been passed around between the ultra-rich Illuminati for centuries. Avi explained how. This one page in this Bible contained a 7-second ancient wealth prayer that raised a person's vibration to attract anything he wanted. The secret prayer took just 7 seconds to recite. It was the 7-second verse people were reciting from the Bible page when Mike was at his Illuminati gathering. Avi stressed the significance of the number 7. The number 7 is mentioned exactly 700 times in the Bible between the Old and New Testaments. In biblical numerology, 7 is the number of creation. In other words, manifestation. God created the world in 7 days. Mike knew the power of the 7-second wealth prayer was being used for selfish, depraved, and sometimes downright evil acts. And he thought to himself, what if he could use it for good? So that's exactly what he did. He used the 7-second wealth prayer to grow his business to dizzying heights, give millions to charity through his foundations. He paid off the debts of family and friends and even set up college scholarships for deprived kids in his hometown. He pumped money into research facilities that worked on medical breakthroughs to help sick people. One of the science foundations he helped with his charity was linked to Stanford University. The researchers there, as a favor to Mike in return for his generous donations, studied the effect of the ancient 7-second wealth prayer on Mike and some other subjects in their neurology lab. And what they found dumbfounded them. When the words of the 7-second ancient wealth prayer were spoken, the subjects' brains produced an enhanced theta brainwave state. This is the exact same brainwave state that ancient shamans and Buddhist monks enter into when manifesting new realities in deep meditations. Theta brainwaves happen in our dream states during hypnosis. Mike explained that's why I felt so relaxed. The ancient prayer can invoke a kind of dream meditative state where we can mold our own reality. It was a lot to take in, but there was real science backing up this idea of the theta brainwave state being able to attract abundance and bliss effortlessly, according to the Stanford researchers. When this 7-second wealth prayer is spoken, it can enhance the theta brainwave state, which can literally alter the neurochemistry of the brain, helping send signals to your subconscious to rewire itself for a higher vibration. A famous Harvard study has shown how theta brainwaves are associated with better cognitive function, feelings of joy, and the same cognitive changes that take place in the flow state when people operate at peak performance. The famous Nikola Tesla was fascinated with the theta brainwave state this ancient prayer was invoking too, when he said the famous words, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Historians believe he was talking about the theta state frequency and vibration, and the reason why most people are poor and never attract the life they want or never get the law of attraction to work for them, well, they don't have access to the heightened theta state this 7-second wealth prayer puts them in, so they never have the right frequency or vibration to attract what they need. But when the brainwaves of richer people were examined in Stanford studies, it turns out they did actually exhibit more naturally heightened brainwave levels of theta. So when people talk about keeping money in the family, they are talking about it literally. It made sense to me then how manifestation and law of attraction products just don't work for most people. Unless you have the enhanced theta brainwave induced by this ancient prayer, other manifestation methods are just not going to work. This 7-second ancient wealth prayer made sense on another level too. The Bible verses I remembered from Sunday school were always giving subtle clues as to the incredible manifestation power hidden in plain sight inside the Bible. Verses like, Mark 9, "To he who believes, anything is possible." Mark 11, "The things that you pray for, believe you will receive them and you will have them." "This is starting to make sense," I said to Mike. "I gotta thank you for your help, man." Mike handed me the 7-second wealth prayer. I hugged him goodbye, and I went on my way. I was still skeptical, of course. I mean, could an ancient prayer really be the missing piece of the puzzle to draw wealth and success into my life at last? I wasn't quite sure what to expect when I read the prayer that night. As I read it out loud to myself, though, I felt a warm wave of optimistic calm coming over my body, like the warm feeling of slipping into a hot bath. This feeling told me everything was going to be okay. It lasted for hours. Have you ever felt you just cannot explain, but you know deep down inside you have experienced something important? Something special? It was one of those feelings. I still needed to come up with the money for Colleen for her school trip though. I was running out of time. But the next morning when I checked the mail, there were just more bills and more overdue notices that needed to be paid ASAP. That was the last thing I needed. My heart sank. Oh man, maybe this prayer is just more BS, I thought to myself. I'm always getting my hopes up only to have them dashed on the rocks of reality. I'm such a dumbass. Although I have to admit, I did feel lighter in myself. I couldn't explain that considering all the problems I was facing. On the walk to the store that morning, I thought, what the hell, and bought a $1 scratch card. As I scratched off the surface, it revealed 3 cash amounts of $120. Wow, I thought, I won $120. That has never happened before. I chalked it down to blind luck, but I was happy to accept any kind of luck at that stage. The next day, I got a call from work. There was some back pay they owed me, but it was way more than I expected. There was a period of 9 months where they had miscalculated my tax, overcharging me. They owed me $2,567.18, which they were wiring to my bank immediately. I couldn't believe it. I was bursting with joy. But this joy was nothing compared to the ear-to-ear smile on Colleen's face when I gave her the money for her school trip. She was so excited, wrapping her tiny arms around my neck and whispering, "Daddy, you're the best. I love you." My wife Jean gave me a big hug that day, something she had not done in a long while. "I want to say I'm sorry," she said. "I've been really mean to you recently, and I feel so guilty. I really love you, and I know you've been doing your best for us." Things were starting to look up for me, and before long, they got even better. An uncle of mine left me $147,000 in his will, and the amazing thing was, I never even met him. He lived abroad and lived a full life but never made contact with us much at all. Just the odd Christmas card. But there it was, a check for $147,000, and I didn't even have to do a thing to get it. I still have no idea till this day why he picked me to give this free money to, but I do know I was saying my 7-second wealth prayer at least once a day, and fortunate events like this just kept happening. A chance encounter with a crypto and NFT business owner a few weeks later led to a small business investment from me in his new NFT project. I didn't think anything would happen with it as most of them fail, but 3 months later, its price began to skyrocket, netting me and him over $3 million between us. I felt safe to say this ancient wealth prayer and its effect on my theta brain wealth attraction waves was working. It transformed my life from one of struggle and worry about money to having opportunities and wealth fall into my lap effortlessly. That's a pretty amazing feeling. But we didn't go out and blow the money on fast cars and fancy boats. The money went into the bank at first. Jean and I were unsure what to do with this prayer. We knew we wanted to share this prayer with other people, but we're not quite sure where to start. The first person we shared it with was Jean's uncle Stephen. He was nearing retirement and had always struggled with money. He had no nest egg and a lot of debt. He rolled his eyes at first when we told him about our ancient 7-second wealth prayer. But when he saw the kind of money we were drawing in effortlessly, he couldn't help but have his interest tweaked. And when he realized he didn't need to be religious or even believe in God, which he didn't, for this to work, he decided to give it a go. In the first week of him saying the 7-second wealth prayer every night, his life started to transform. He got approached by a stranger who saw potential in his business he had never even seen before. He wanted to buy in and keep Stephen on as a silent partner. Stephen had nothing to lose, so went along with it, and before long, he was drawing in a stack of cash every single month he could never have imagined before. Little by little, we shared the prayer with more and more friends, and all their lives transformed. My sister Margaret, who had been alone most of her life and longed for a man and a family, suddenly manifested the man of her dreams, and they now have a baby on the way. 2 of my buddies from the company I worked at used it too. One overcame crippling health problems he had been plagued with for years. Another found his dream job in a company he always dreamt of working in. We set up a Facebook group where more and more people used the wealth prayer every week. The stories of cash windfalls, promotions, lottery wins, and completely unexplained fortunate events overwhelmed us. We knew we had to share this prayer with more people, so I'm delighted to introduce you to the 7-second wealth prayer. There is nothing like this anywhere on earth for attracting wealth, vibrant health, even love, and soulmate connection, effortlessly, like steel to a magnet. This ancient 7-second wealth prayer is proven to raise your vibration or literally rewire your subconscious mind to remove any negative beliefs so you can start to manifest the life of your dreams. And it takes just 7 seconds to recite. You will be in control. You will be the designer of your own life. You will cleanse your mind of negative thoughts and watch a new positive reality unfold for you. You will not find this 7-second wealth prayer anywhere on YouTube or Google or anywhere online. While other people are out there working their asses off, putting in the long hours, running down their health, and wasting the most precious resource we have, time, something you can never get back. All you need to do is recite this 7-second wealth prayer once in the morning and just watch as new opportunities and money come flooding into your life on autopilot as your theta brainwave gets activated and enhanced. Other people can work 2 jobs, study and get into crushing debt in college for no guarantee of work, or get ripped off with get-rich schemes. Well, you can skip all of that. You will finally get off the financial hamster wheel where any money you make gets swallowed up by some unexpected bill or charge, and you will finally be able to put your feet up, knowing you are taken care of for good. You can join thousands of people who have already put their money worries in the rear view and skyrocketed their happiness, health, and wealth. People like Brenda Shaughnessy, who says, "For years I tried to attract more money into my life. I was working as a sales assistant at Walmart. The hours were long and the work was grueling and mind-numbing. I never thought I'd end up like this. Today I have a beautiful house on the beach in Florida. The 7-second wealth prayer made it possible for me. The 7-second wealth prayer is mind-blowing. When I discovered it years ago, I had just lost my job during COVID. After reciting the prayer a few times, my luck gradually started to change. I won money on a raffle ticket. I bought it on a complete whim. I just felt guided to buy it, and that was just the beginning. I now have passive income from a rental property I bought. I don't have to work again. That's a dream come true for me. Samantha, former nurse, California. Once I had the 7-second wealth prayer in my possession, I started to attract the money that had always been missing in my life. It was like I became a magnet for wealth. I'm now running my own business online, making up to $10,000 most months on complete autopilot. Stephen Levine, London, UK. Using the 7-second wealth prayer is as easy as 1, 2, 3. When you get up in the morning, take a second to relax with your morning coffee. Then take out the prayer and read the words of the prayer. And then get on with your day and forget about it. That's all that's needed. You don't need to memorize or remember anything. You don't need to sit there for hours listening to some recording of binaural beats. Then, just watch as new opportunities and wealth come flooding into your life. Just like what had happened to me, my family, and thousands of other people. Like I said at the beginning, there are people in the Illuminati who do not want this prayer getting out there. Having other people use its power flies in the face of their secrecy and keeping wealth for themselves. Well, those people can go F themselves, in my opinion. But they are powerful and will do everything in their power to have this video taken down. So please do not leave this page without the 7-second wealth prayer today. People have said I should charge $5,000 for the 7-second wealth prayer. Many people are attracting that money and a lot more in their first month alone. They said it would be a bargain at that price. But I'm not going to do that to anyone. 2 reasons for that. Reason number 1. I know what it's like to struggle and know the people who need this most certainly do not have that kind of money to invest. Reason number 2 is I'm not in this for money. I have more money than I could ever want these days. For me, this is about paying it forward, something Mike taught me a lot about. This is also about sticking it to those who would keep this ancient secret to themselves. That's not what it was meant for. That's what I believe deep down. So you don't have to invest $5,000 today. Or even half of that, or half of that again. You can get access to this 7-second wealth prayer today for just $47. That's all. I'm not even making a profit at that, just enough to cover the price of keeping this website up and running. And because you have watched this far, I want to give you a one-time discount where you can get the 7-second wealth prayer with a 20% discount. So when you act today, you get it for the time-limited price of just $39. All I ask is that you send me your success story if you can. How do you claim your 7-second wealth prayer today? That part is easy. Just click the link below. You will be taken to a simple order form to fill in your name and address. After that, you will have access to the prayer so you can start attracting wealth and abundance into your life. Remember to do it now, as I'm not sure how long this page will remain online. So even if you just think the 7-second wealth prayer might be right for you, hit the instant access button below now. Your decision here is completely risk-free. Test drive the 7-second wealth prayer to make yourself as rich as you want and change the direction of your life in the next 365 days. And if for any reason or no reason you feel it's not right for you anytime in the next year, simply let us know for an immediate refund. No questions, no quibbling. But wait. There's more. Act right now and get these fast action bonuses completely free. They are my gift to you for listening so far. Your first fast action bonus today is the Money Multiplier Handbook. You will need some advice or guidance on what to do with the new income flooding into your bank account. This free guide will help you invest wisely, minimizing your risk and maximizing your return. Warren Buffett's time-tested strategies are included inside. Fast action bonus number 2 is the Millionaire Mindset Blueprint. All millionaires have a certain type of mindset behind their personality that's responsible for generating more and more wealth every year. After interviewing 12 millionaires, I have isolated the mindset needed to attract wealth and abundance. Fast action bonus number 3 is the quick cash generator. Sometimes you need a fast cash injection in your life. It could be to fix a car, house repair, or an unexpected medical bill. This recording is designed to tap deep into that theta brainwave rapidly to help you manifest money quickly and easily. When you claim your copy of the 7-Second Wealth Prayer today, you get all these fast action bonuses, worth $347 combined, absolutely free. Click the instant access button right now to start to skyrocket your levels of wealth and abundance today. You're at a crossroads right now. You can do nothing here. Not click the instant access button and continue on like before. Like Einstein says though, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you do nothing, nothing will change. Ask yourself, if you do nothing, where will you be in just 6 months from now? More than likely in the exact same place you are right now, on the endless hamster wheel of never having enough cash, endless bill payments, and crippling money worries that will continue to spin out of control in your life. Option 2 here is a real no-brainer. Take a risk-free decision to claim the 7-Second Wealth Prayer today and experience feeling joy and abundance in your life. And experience cash piling up in your bank account. Your friends will be amazed at your new lifestyle. And inside, you'll feel the rock-solid security and peace of mind of knowing you'll never have to struggle with money worries ever again. You may want to spend more time with family and friends, send your kids to a private school, travel to sun-drenched exotic locations, give generously to your favorite charities. It's all up to you. You're one click away from making all this your new reality, while others are slaving away for bosses they don't like, in jobs they hate or feel stuck because they need to pay the bills. You will be harnessing the power of this ancient 7-Second Wealth Prayer used by the elites to control 99% of the wealth in the world by activating the brainwave that's responsible for wealth and abundance attraction. Hit the instant access button below right now to get an unfair advantage when it comes to attracting a life of wealth and opportunity. Remember, you risk nothing here. Hit the instant access button and get the 7-Second Wealth Prayer and fast action bonuses today. Still here? I know you might have some questions here, so I'll do my best to answer them right now. Here are some of the most common questions I get about the 7-Second Wealth Prayer. Question 1. I've tried other programs before that promised me I could attract wealth and abundance using the law of attraction, but they did not work. Why would this work? The 7-Second Wealth Prayer has nothing to do with the law of attraction or any other manifestation method you may have tried before. It has scientific proof behind it as it enhances the theta brainwave, which helps boost your manifestation powers. It worked for thousands of regular people so far. Question 2. Is my personal information protected? Yes, your personal information, including payment details, are protected at all times. All transactions are processed and protected by ClickBank, one of the world's leaders in information product e-commerce. Only the top-level encryption protection software is used. Question 3. How does the guarantee work? When you claim your 7-Second Wealth Prayer today, you will be protected by a year-round 365-day guarantee. If you don't feel it's right for you anytime in the next 365 days, simply contact me or my team by phone or email for a full, no-quibble refund. Question 4. Do I need to take action today? There are people out there who do not want the 7-Second Wealth Prayer getting out there. These are powerful people who want this video taken down, so you need to act now, as there is no guarantee this video will be here if you do not buy today. Plus, the bonuses are available for today only. Claiming your 7-Second Wealth Prayer today couldn't be easier. Just hit the instant access button below. After you enter your details on the next page, you will be taken to the product page where you will get immediate access to your 7-Second Wealth Prayer and bonuses. I'll see you on the other side.